Ryan, when it comes to looking at the Washington football team, look, you've been in this franchise for a long time. Kind of, what were the sentiments kind of going through this and understanding that this is something you can put behind you? They want to make sure whatever name they do adopt, they do it the right way, that everybody's, that it's very thoughtful process. But for now, just to be the Washington football team and have to put everything else to rest.
I think it's the best step, honestly. I mean, when we announced July 3rd that we were going to, review the name and go through that process, my first thought was, man, we got training camp coming up in less than a month, so it seemed like it would be a big undertaking to completely and totally rebrand and get a new mascot name in that short amount of time. So I think this is good in that it allows us to move forward, which is first and foremost is move forward with rebranding the team, but also give us enough time to thoughtfully come up with a name that us and our fans can be proud of moving forward.
As you kind of just think about all that it's meant for your career and all the numbers and the accolades that you've accomplished with that, I mean, look, by being the Washington football team, it really doesn't erase that. You still get to be the burgundy and gold. Is there any part of you that has, how are you viewing the change for you personally and what it means?
Personally, no. The team, it's always been more about our franchise rather than just the nickname. I feel like that's why being the Washington football team actually is kind of a cool thing, because it's about where it's about our location, it's about where we're at, and I know our team has always been a unifying force throughout a region that is kind of divided because of the political nature of Washington D.C. So I think this is kind of good because it's simple. It brings us together under one name of being Washington.
And a team, right? I mean, that's
Yes.
the key. This is a team, and everybody that follows it follows the team where they live in Washington. But I have to ask you got to see what you look like in the uniform, the mocked up. What was your reaction?
I'm pretty pumped. I love the numbers on the helmet. I think that's a really cool look, and so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a nice change, a nice transition, and something, like I said earlier, something that I think our region and our fans can be proud of moving forward.
How would you describe what you've seen from the uniforms with the Washington right across the top with the numbers? I mean, put some words to that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, the numbers on the helmet, I've always thought that was a really good look. For a lot of teams, I mean, Alabama's the first one that comes to mind. And we got enough Alabama guys on our team, so they're going to feel right at home with the numbers on the helmet. But yeah, I mean, it says it all across the front of the jersey. We're playing for Washington, we're playing for the DMV, and we're playing for this region.
I know you're not necessarily a superstitious guy, but when you do put on that new uniform, what do you imagine? Like, is there going to be a certain emotion or thought process to that? Or is it just, okay, this is what I wear for game day?
I think it'll be more the latter. I mean, this is what I wear for game day, but I think also it's going to be an excitement because I'm going to be part of something new. I mean, it's just a new era of football in DC, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I mean, I've been a part of it for 9 years of one era of football here in Washington D.C. But now I'm fortunate enough to get to be a part of a new one. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good change, and I think it's something that is going to make a lot of people proud.
Finally, you got to see some of your teammates coming in, not traditionally as you're coming in for COVID testing, but what was that moment like? Because I mean, Ryan, it's been since probably January since you've seen a lot of them.
It has been. I haven't seen any of them in a really long time. So, I come up, I see a lot of familiar faces. I see Coach Rivera standing there, and honestly, that was the first time I got to meet Coach Rivera in person. So, with given all the COVID testing, given all the the pandemic going on, so it's definitely different times. But it was really good to get back and and at least see Redskins Park from the outside and see some familiar faces.
Without mini camps, without OTAs, you haven't had the opportunity to be together, especially with, Coach Rivera coming in and trying to install this new system and this new philosophy of what they're trying to do with Jack Del Rio on defense. That's valuable time. What do you think you can anticipate when finally you guys are on the field together? Like, what state are you going to be in?
Well, we got to hit the ground running. I mean, whether we've had, OTAs, mini camps or nothing, like that first game against the Philadelphia Eagles is coming up, September 13th. So we got to be ready for that. And so it's going to take a lot of guys to really focus, when we're in meetings right now and, whether they're in person through Zoom, we got to focus, lock in. And that way, when we get on the practice field, we're not wasting reps. We're not, having to repeat things because we got an assignment wrong. We gotta know our stuff, and we gotta be physically and mentally ready come September.
No preseason games. You as the savvy vet, having been here before, you probably would have been able to take a little bit extra time off. They know what they're going to get out of you. But how do you think that impacts what the team's going to try to do, knowing that the first time you actually play will be week 1?
It's tough. I know, for a lot of reasons. I mean, it is good for, for us veteran guys to get out there and get some live reps. But it's also good for, for the coaches for evaluating the roster. I mean, I know a lot of guys that have made the football team because of those preseason games. So I know it's tough for some guys in that aspect, but no matter how many preseason games or 0 or 4, we got to be ready week 1, come Philadelphia.
Did you get to meet Chase Young yet in person? Did you run into him?
I did not. I saw Sheriff and Dwayne yesterday. Those are the only couple of guys I saw, and Ioannidis. Those are the only guys I saw yesterday. I haven't got to meet Chase yet, but I'm looking forward to it. He's a hell of a talent, and I'm really excited to watch him develop.
Man, we're so close. Look, once those tests get in, hopefully things are clear and we don't have to deal with this because it's just uncharted territories. We don't know. The building's roped off all certain ways. You can't come in through certain accesses and certain doors. It's going to be unique when you get here. Can't wait to see you on the field. Ryan Kerrigan, do you still get to be the showstopper in these new unis?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I hope,
right.
I hope that nickname can carry over.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.